Have you ever heard of junk silver?
Never have, no.
Before 1965, it's actually 90% silver. So imagine, what do you think the value of that is, knowing that that's 90% silver right there?
25 cents, I'm just gonna guess it.
This might sound dumb, but I'd say, why not from 25 cents go to $25?
I don't know whether it could be maybe the thousands range.
$1?
Maybe like 100 plus, maybe?
Maybe like 75 cents.
Hey everyone, Metal Scholar here. Today we are at Riverside City College in Riverside, California. We are here today to find out how much a typical college student knows about junk silver. If they can survive my onslaught of questions, they'll win a payday candy bar. Let's get into it. Hold on to this. What are you looking at right there?
Quarter, 25 cents.
Yeah, and that's about worth what?
25 cents.
Okay, are you sure? Look really carefully at it. Look at the edge in particular. Study that edge. You know, the side of it there, yeah. Does that look like a modern quarter? Look at the dates.
No, it's different.
A little different, right? What's a little different if you were to kind of remember what regular quarters look like?
This one's actually a lot lighter than a regular quarter.
On the edge especially, right? Because on the edge,
it's
typically,
indented.
There's a little dent there. You can see on a regular quarter, it's got that copper on the inside.
Yeah.
Almost like it's sandwiched between something else. So it turns out that if it's before 1965, it's actually 90% silver. So imagine, what do you think the value of that is, knowing that that's 90% silver right there? What do you think that's worth today?
Probably maybe like 75 cents, maybe not 25.
Maybe a little more than a quarter, so 75 cents? Okay. So higher, keep going.
Higher?
Yeah.
$1.
A little more.
$2?
Closer to $5.
$5.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So interesting, because the price of silver right now is about $23, $24 an ounce. And that's a quarter of an ounce, because it's a quarter, which means divided by 4, you're talking about $5. In fact, if you were to take that into a coin shop, they'd give you about $5 for it. So pretty rad. This right here is the same idea, but this is a dime. Take a peek at the date on that one.
1961.
And look at the edge too. See how it's literally
thing,
the same idea of that same kind of like gray shaded. Yeah. So basically, what do you think that would be worth then? If that's a tenth of an ounce, just like that's why it's it's called a dime. What do you think the value of that would be?
Let's say like $3 maybe.
Yeah, you're close. Yeah, about $2.20, $2.40. $2.40. I paid $2.40 for that one. So interesting, right?
Yeah.
You might have some more money in your pocket than you thought. So always check your dates and see if you might have some of that pre-1965 stuff. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Would you like a payday?
Sure.
Are you allergic? Hope you're not allergic to peanuts.
No, I'm not.
Well, thanks for playing.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you betcha. What are we looking at right there?
Quarter.
Okay. So it's a quarter. And what's the value of that?
25 cents.
Okay. So are you sure?
Well, that's what we agree upon.
Yeah, we do agree on that. Now, but I want you to look particularly carefully at the edge of that. I don't know if you've ever studied quarters or the edge of quarters.
I know the reason that they have these is because before in the past they would like kind of clip them and then try to like duplicate like kind of double their cash or kind of like that.
They would take they would take a solid like gold or silver and chip some off and save it and then try to pawn off the regular one.
So then what they did was like they put ridges so they couldn't do that anymore.
Oh, so the reeded edge, very good point. Well, take a peek at the coloration there. What do you see? Does that look like a modern quarter?
You mean as
in terms of, I don't know if
it says 1962, so I
okay,
assume.
so 62 tells us it's older, right?
Yep.
But then if you look at the edge, does it look like two-toned or just one?
What do you mean?
Like, how many colors do you see around the edge? Is it roughly the same color as the rest of the coin?
I'd say it's a bit lighter in some spots.
Okay. But overall, like, one color versus, you don't see like a solid copper stripe down the center of that edge, do you?
Not necessarily.
So if you were to look at a modern one, what they've done after 1964 is they stopped using silver 100% at all. So what you're looking at right now is a 90% silver coin. So that's
What's the other 10% then?
Huh?
What's the other 10%?
Like a little mix of copper. It makes it more solid, like a stronger alloy. So not 100%, but about 90%. Before 1965, all of our coins that were quarters and dimes were made of silver, 90% silver. But after 1964, it became copper, nickel, zinc, because there was a silver shortage. Mm-hmm. But right there, I'm wondering now. My next question is, what do you think the value of that quarter is then? If it's 90% silver, any idea?
Shoot, man. Like, what you're gonna ask me? Like, if we grab a bunch of these old quarters, melt them, and then
what would be the silver? Because you could
like what?
You could literally melt that, and 90% of it would be silver, and it would have the value of silver. So I guess it would beg the question: do you know the value of silver today?
Man, I've seen a couple of videos of these. I can't remember the price, but like where they hand out like a bar of silver. I think it goes like for like 1,000 or something.
Yeah, you see that guy.
So this one coin.
Guess. Yeah.
This might sound dumb, but I'd say, why not from 25 cents go to $25?
Ooh, okay. So you would be actually right if I asked you about what about an ounce of silver would go for. You're about right on for that. So if I were to bring you out a dollar coin, that'd be about right. So what's a fourth of what you just said?
A fourth
of what you just said?
What is that? 7 point something.
Six. You're right around $6, $5 or $6. So if you were to go to a coin shop right now and say, "What do you give me for that?" I mean, they want to make a little money, so they won't give you $6, but they'd probably buy it for $4, maybe $5 for that. So that's $4 to $5 worth of silver in your hand. So some people who don't know are spending these, and they should check the dates, right? Because if it's pre-65, what does that tell you?
Well, like you said, 90% of silver.
Yep, and you can sell that.
Well, I think like no one wants to like look at their quarters. Oh, when did this made? And then one trip like
that's
just
true.
For like $15 of.
So look, but if you look at the edge, it's a quicker way. Like you don't want to study every date, but if you look on the edge and you compare it to a modern one, you'll definitely see the difference. Hey, so we're going to play the payday challenge. Okay, so here's how it works. I'm going to ask you a few questions about money. And if you get them right, you're going to win a payday. Not the kind of payday you were probably hoping for, just a simple little candy bar payday. So here we go. You ready to play?
Yeah.
All right, so what is this?
It's a quarter.
So tell me the value of a quarter.
25 cents.
25 cents. Now I want you to look really closely at it. I want you to really study the edge, and I want you to see if you could tell me the date. Can you scratch that out, what date that is?
1962.
Okay, so it's a little older than normal quarters,
Yeah.
right? And did you notice anything interesting about the edge?
It don't got the little bronze part.
Okay, you're the first one to pick that up. Okay, so do you know what that bronze part was or is in current quarters today?
It's in pennies or quarters.
It's
in current quarters.
You're right.
It's in pennies.
Penny.
And
it's copper.
Yeah.
And there's zinc. But guess what? There's no silver in it.
Yeah.
So what you're looking at right now is not a typical quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pre-1965 quarter, also known as junk silver or constitutional silver. Do you know the value of it now?
I know that silver is like very high on pricing, especially for like a pound. So some for this, I wouldn't know. I would say probably around like $10, $5.
Give me your final answer.
Shoot, I would say it's a little light too, so shoot.
Go with your gut.
25 cents, I'm just gonna guess it.
Do you think it's worth that actual 25 cents? Okay, so you were closer when you said $5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So here's how that works. Right now, an ounce is going for, at the time of this recording, maybe $24.
Oh, shoot.
So an ounce is, 1 ounce.
Yeah.
You divide that by 4, that gives you a quarter. So 24 divided by 4 would be 6. So the value of that is around $5 or $6.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, you could turn around and sell that to a coin shop. They would probably give you less than that because they want to make money.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to buy it, it might cost you five or so. So it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
You could have some more money in your pocket than you thought if you check the dates. Now, not a lot of people don't want to study the dates, but to me, a quarter versus $5, it's worth taking a peek, right?
Yeah.
This is a dime. Same idea. Check the date on that.
1961.
Yep. And then look at the edge. Same idea, right?
Yeah.
No copper stripe, huh?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
And the little back's worn down too. That's cool.
Yeah. So what can you buy with an actual 35 cents these days?
Not much, really.
Not much. But then if you took the value of the quarter that's true value, which is, let's call it 5, and then maybe 2.40 for that dime, now we're looking at 7.40. You might buy yourself a little lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bag of chips and a soda.
Little
Not what
Subway.
it used to buy you maybe 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
10 years ago, you could like live large. Anyway, what do you think?
No, that's really cool. I never seen like quarters or dimes that didn't have like the copper.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see.
So hopefully you can look and maybe find some and maybe have a little extra than you thought. Or look through grandma's purse, you know, hey, can I check? Cool,
Yes, sir, man.
Well,
That's
thanks
cool.
for playing. You've definitely earned yourself a payday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
Yeah, you too. So here's my first question. We'll start real simple.
Yep.
So what is this? Go ahead
This
and hold on to
is
that.
a coin,
It is
but it's also a quarter.
a quarter. Okay, so what's the value of a quarter?
It's about 25 cents.
Okay, so I want you to take an extra close peek at that one. See if you can see any differences that maybe modern quarters might have that one does not have.
Let's see. I mean, we can see it's a pretty old quarter. It's from 1962.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to bring out like an actual quarter for this.
You sure
right?
can.
Let me see if I have one. If not, then I'll probably just see if I can like intuit. But from first glance, because I'm a layman, I don't really see any big difference.
Sure.
But most modern quarters have like a different backing. Like this one that I have is of South Carolina, but from what I see, this one doesn't have a minting. Like a minting, I forgot.
Mark?
A minting mark, yeah.
Okay. Take particular look at the side, at the edge, I should say,
Edge. Ooh,
and compare it to the modern one.
I see.
It should be something glaring.
Is this like another metal? I see.
And what
Because
do you
these are plated, aren't they?
Well, good question. So what do you think? First of all, make your observation about the modern one. What are we looking at for that modern one on the edge?
There's like a brownish ring around it.
So the brownish we've known in coins. We know there's in pennies. There was some copper. It used to be that they all looked like the one in your left hand there. So something changed, and it has to do with around the date that you noticed. So
Yeah.
the one that you're holding is actually what's considered junk silver.
Junk
or
silver.
Constitutional silver. It's got a lot of nicknames. Or pre-1965, that's the key. So before 1965, all of our quarters and dimes were made of, get this, 90% silver.
I see.
And they mix some copper in there to just make it more solid, more hard. Harder. What do you think the value of that now that you know that is?
It definitely has to be way higher because it's mostly silver, right?
So what do you think?
Since it's a precious, since it's a precious metal, I'd imagine it's like. Do you want like an exact answer?
Get kind of close. Get as close as you can. Give me a ballpark.
Like maybe like 100 plus, maybe.
Okay.
I'd say I'm not really like too knowledgeable of like precious metal prices at the moment.
So it's a little high.
I see.
We're talking about. Let me put it in another perspective. If you were to go buy an ounce of silver right now, like a silver round, that looks like a silver dollar, or even a silver dollar actually, it'd be around $25.
Oh, okay.
25 or 30, depending on if you're buying a round or an actual coin by a government. So right there, it's a quarter of it, roughly.
Yeah.
It's 90%, not 100%.
Of course.
So we're talking about $4 or $5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's literally you could walk into a coin shop and that's about what you would expect to pay. Maybe they'd probably charge you like $6, but you could sell that back to them probably like $4 or $5 because they want to make a buck.
Yeah, of course.
Here's a dime, kind of similar idea. If you look at the edge, same idea. You don't see that copper.
It's just mostly silver.
Yeah. So that'd be about $2.40. So what can you buy these days for 35 cents?
Not a lot.
Not much.
Not much.
But if you take the silver content out of that 25 and 10, and add that, now we're talking $5 plus $2.40, $7.40.
It's like
now you're at
$7,
least,
yeah.
You might be able to get yourself a cheap lunch, maybe where?
Something.
You used to be able
maybe
to buy,
Taco Bell.
Well, 10 years ago you could like eat like a king over there.
No, yeah, of course.
So anyway, so what do you think? So you want to dig through your change and maybe go through mom's purse and say, hey, let me double check on that, right?
Maybe, yeah, because there's probably definitely a bunch of quarters out there just sort of floating around.
Yeah, and there's a limited number, and once they're gone, they're gone. So it might be good to have some. They do hold their value.
Of course. Here.
So I think you've earned yourself payday.
I'm down.
Hey, thanks for playing.
No, of course.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
participating.
Yeah.
Look at this. What are we holding there?
A quarter.
All right, so you got number 1 correct. Yay! Okay, number 2. What's the value of a quarter?
25 cents.
Number 2, totally correct. Now I want you to look really carefully at that quarter because that's special. I want you to see if there's something different about it that maybe other quarters you've had in your hand might not share the same qualities.
It looks more simple.
Okay, very simple, isn't it? Nowadays they make a lot of state quarters, right? With everybody gets their own like design. You've seen those. But actually the thing I want you to really pay attention, 2 things. 1, take a look at the edge. So hold it right up to yourself and see if you can tell me what colors you're looking at on the edge.
It looks kind of green,
Okay,
black.
hold it up like
So-
this, kind of pinch it, and then hold it up like Slender Man. There you go. Now on a modern quarter, usually you see something in that center ring, maybe a darker color. Have you ever noticed that? So that's copper. But this is an older quarter. Take a look at the date. That's the second thing I want you to notice.
1962.
Right. So there's clue number 2. So clue number 1 is the edge is very like one color. It looks silvery. The second clue is that it's before 1965. Because in 1964, that was the last year that quarters and dimes were made of silver. What you're holding right now is called junk silver, believe it or not. Crazy name for something that's got 90% silver in it. So the value of that is more than the 25 cents. So my third question to you is, what do you think the value is knowing that it's 90% silver?
$1.
Ooh, okay. More.
$2.
Keep going.
$5.
You're right about $5.
Okay.
Yep, $5 for that. So the funny thing is, if you were to take that into 7-Eleven as part of your change, they're not going to check. And you're not going to necessarily know unless you know. And so you could be passing quarters along that are worth $5 and not even know it.
I actually have a Canadian $1 quarter.
Okay,
in my
I think
wallet.
Canadian ones are 80% silver, so you're actually a little bit less percent silver in those. But yeah, that means that's worth. If you were to melt that down, you'd be able to sell the silver. Here's a dime too. If you take a peek, same idea. Check out the edge. Of course, check out the date.
1961.
So yeah, what do you think? So what can you get these days for 35 cents?
Probably candy.
Maybe. Pretty small piece though. But now do the math on the silver content. If you were to trade that in for actual money at a coin shop, for example.
How much is this one?
So the dime is probably $2.20, and the quarter, let's call it $5. So $7.50, $7.20. Now you're at least talking maybe you can get Taco Bell. But it's better than 35 cents, huh? All right, cool. Well, thanks for playing. That wasn't too hard, was it?
No.
All right, so you like payday? You like a pay? Are you?
Yes.
You don't have any peanut allergies, do you?
No.
Okay, so how do you feel about real payday? Like when the money really drops in?
I don't have a job.
No! Well, when you had a job, how did that feel?
Probably good.
All right, so are you trying to get a job these days?
No, because I'm taking more classes than I
There you
usually
go.
have. Yeah.
Well, you got to get that education in. So good for you. Well, thank you so much for playing.
Thank you.
Boom.
So, how would you grade these students on their knowledge of junk silver? Drop a comment below. Let me know if you think I should visit more college campuses in the future. And if you enjoyed the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. Thank you for your support, and until next time, I'm Metal Scholar, reminding you to dream big, dream often, and then go do it. Metal Scholar over and out.